Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to review the news from Monster Strike's DREAMDAZE event, Mondori as they call it. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There are 100 slides to go over. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm going to split this into two parts or not, but let's see how it goes. We have a lot to go through, and hopefully you remember the stuff from day one, so maybe it's good that I did this afterwards, because definitely day two overshadowed the things that came with day one. Obviously the big thing from day one was the announcement of the next collab. It will be Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer Part 3. It will start on the 14th of July at noon. We do have a current event going on. It will last for another week or so before it goes away. Our first gacha monster will be Tokito Muichiro, and once again, let me apologize in advance because I don't know anything about Kimetsu no Yaiba, nor did I have the time to check anybody's name in English, so I apologize upfront if I make any romanization errors in these characters' names. Do know that it was just because it was so late, so I apologize. Bounce Demi-Human Balance, we got Super Anti-Warp, Super Anti-Speed Down Wall, First Killer, and Null Element Resist. On the gauge, we have no Anti-Block, which is always great to see. Strike Shot Speed Power Up, and there's a follow-up attack after he is done moving. Again, with all collab characters, make sure you watch the official videos on how their Strike Shot functions. They have very amazing, visual art associated with it. And of course, when I do my rundown video, I will go into details about that follow-up strike shot so you can get an idea of what it is, whether it's a percentage attack, whether you have to worry about certain things about the character's current status on when to use your strike shot, so look out for that. His bump combo is Bakuzetsu Slashes along with Chozetsu Solid Bullet. Number 2, we've got Kanroji Mitsuri, and I don't know. I've seen a lot of cosplay of her, right? Her and Nezuko, right? Are popular ones? I don't know. Pierce Demi-Human Power type. We've got Super Anti-Speed Down Wall, Anti-Transfer Wall on the main. The gauge, you get a bunch of abilities with Anti-Warp, a Vital Killer, and Dash. Strike Shot, you got Speed and Power Up, and there will be a follow-up to all enemies after she's done moving. And the bump combo, we get the nice strong Chase Sphere. I love Chase Sphere. Along with Super Status Effect Recovery Blast. And the third gacha monster, people went crazy over this. I think I remember hearing all that. Kamado, Tanjiro, and Nezuko together as one. And we have Pierce Demi-Human Balance, Super Minesweeper, Anti-Transport Wall, No Damage Heal, Power Aura. On the gauge, if the left one is a gauge, then Barrier Bestow should be a gauge too, so I'm sorry for that. Super Anti-Gravity Barrier and Barrier Bestow on the gauge. Strike Shot, Speed and Power Up, and after done moving, you are powered up for a set amount of turns, and then there's a follow-up attack to the first hit enemy when he is done moving. And actually, let me update at least the color while I'm here. There you go. There we go. Everything looks better now. Just fix this live. Bump combo, we got the sharp angle, which means, instead of the normal kind of like open, it's going to be much more tighter. Can do a lot more damage that way, right? If you have the right positioning. And then after he is done with that, the bump combo, we've got the all enemy super poison meteor. So that is Tanjiro and Nezuko. Of course, when we have a revival, there should be no surprise that the volume 2, the previous volume, characters will get a buff along with them. Rengoku Kyojiro and the rest of the gang from volume 2 will be getting Transcension Kais, which is great to see. Here is Rengoku's stat card. We've got Demi-Human Super Balance, Pierce type, missed the Pierce banner there. Super Anti-Damage Wall, Super Anti-Wind, Wood Element Resist M, along with Super Anti-Warp and Inner Strength on the gauge. Connect skill, Anti-Magic Circle, Wood Killer, and Strike Shot Turn Axel. The requirements there is 2 or more non-Demi-Human classes or 2 or more non-balance types. Strike Shot is a special attack to the first hit enemy. Again, make sure you watch the video to see that in action. And the bump combos, you get a nice twin envelope sphere along with Super Exploding Slashes. Really cool looking there. Then we also have Kamado Nezuko, not to be mixed up with the combo version that we have in Volume 3. Bounce Demon Super Speed type. That makes sense that she's a demon type, right? Abilities, we got Anti-Magic Circle, you got the Mafuji M, which is of course Demon and Mancer Killer M. That's the Mazoku and Majin type, if you know the Japanese names a little bit better. Regen M and Bump Combo Boost on the main. On the gauge, you got Anti-Block and Super Anti-Speed Down Wall. For her Connect skill, you need to make sure that you have 2 or more non-demon types on your team, or you have a team total luck of 100 plus. If so, you'll be able to unlock Super Anti-Damage Wall and Down Position Killer. Remember, anything on the bottom half of the stage will be subject to her killer bonus. Strike Shot is speed power up, and touch friendlies will get their status effect healed and will kick the first hit enemy after she is done moving. And I guess you can see that her foot is glowing, so it should be a sign of how the Strike Shot imagery looks, right? Bump Combo Rampage, Reflect Laser EL1, and Reflect Shockwave 18. And last but not least, we have Usui Tengen. And I think they knew they needed to give Tengen some love, and they certainly did this time around, I believe. Pierce, Demi-Hume, Super Blast type, and we have Anti-Warp, Mind Super L, Super Laser Stop, and Status Effect Resist. All on the main, he has no gauge. For his Connect skill, you get Super Anti-Damage Wall and Super Anti-Speed Down Wall, which is activated if you have 2 or more non-blast types on your team, or 1 or more bounce types on your team. For her Strike Shot, we get Move Around with a Clone. I believe it said it was his wife, right? And Attack While Moving. And that Attack While Moving is actually quite good. Usually when you hear the Attack While Moving thing, it's pretty insignificant. Last collab, we had an interesting thing where each slash with a percentage damage, which is interesting. But this is significant damage, it looked like, at least. And Bump Combo, you get a Super Attach Bomb 6. We know how strong Attach Bomb is in the first place. To get Super on top of that is great. You also get Cross Bomber as his other Bump Combo. So they've definitely given some love to Tengen here. So fans, rejoice. The release date for these Transcensions will be when the collab begins, which is, of course, July 14th, noon Japan time. And of course, here is how long the gacha will last. You'll have July 14th until August 2nd. And of course, how these gachas will work is that you have your new set. They will have a higher rate percentage, but anybody else in the previous gachas are also available to be earned. And then you'll have a Volume 2 version with the same thing, where the Volume 2 characters have the rate up, and then the Volume 1 version where the Volume 1 characters have the rate up. Also, do note that you will only get rate ups for the newest gacha, so anybody, if you're still looking for somebody in Volume 2 or 1, you're gonna have to play with the general rates there and hope for the best to get them. Now, when you do a temple on any of the Kimetsu no Yaiba gachas, you will be able to get one of these lovely good job stickers. These are the only ways to get them. You are guaranteed to never get a dupe. However, you will have to do a temple if you want to get one of these. It'll be random. You don't get to choose. Another RNG prayer needed. With the collab, you also get a paid pack available, and you will be able to get this exclusive monster. You can only get him from this paid pack. For those of you who are starting the game, obviously a great way to get some needed items to get you jump started in the game. So definitely recommend. Now, whether the character is, oh my god, I need them, usually not that necessary. But keep in mind, you will get Tanjiro and Genya here for purchasing this pack. Looks pretty good. Art-wise, ability bounce, demi-human balance. We've got super anti-damage wall, anti-block, light element resist on the main, anti-warp, and inner strength on the gauge. Strike shot, each of them moves around separately, and then Genya turns into a demon, which has his own set of buffs associated with that. And then both attack the first hit enemy with a follow-up attack. Again, make sure you watch the official video to get those details. For specifics, just wait for my rundown video. Bump combo, pierce target, lock on shockwave 4, along with super bullet. Now, this is a nice a nice gesture, I guess. Volume 2, the paid pack monster, will also be coming back, which features Zenitsu and Inosuke together as one. Again, you'll get the same bunch of bonus items to go with that. And good news for those of you who purchased it the first time, you can repurchase it again if you want. I don't know why you'd want to do that. All it brings is your monster from 5 luck to 10 luck, but it would be a first for paid pack monsters to be able to get to 10 luck. So maybe that's something you want to do. Here are the event monsters, and do note that these are going to be 6-star monsters. We got Sekido, Karaku, Urogi, Aizetsu, and finally Gyokko here. All 5 of these monsters are 6-star quests. None of them are 4 or 5-star quests, so do keep that in mind. I'm sure there's some lore associated with this. I can tell that the names of the quests look quite similar, so I'm sure there's a reason for that. So make sure you check out the schedule to play these quests. Again, these are not going to feature any 4 or 5-star quests for the collab. And oh boy, if you missed out on Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the collabs quests, you can play them in the library to your heart's desire. Do note that the Chokyu Kyoku Insidious quests will not be in the library. Those are specifically for those who actually played the game when it came out in the past. So unfortunately you will not be able to get those, but there are 10 quests that you can catch up on for sure. And this time's Insidious quest will be featuring Yoriichi Zero Shiki here. However, do note that Zero Shiki will not drop. This is a special area where you need to do submissions with some special rules. And for those of you who are old veterans of the game, this might sound familiar. When you clear his quest, you will not be able to reuse the monsters that you used to clear it with. So you're going to have to clear it with unique monsters each time. Now, how are the rules going to work here? If you are playing solo, the 3 monsters that you brought will no longer be usable in this quest anymore. If you are playing co-op, only the monsters you brought will no longer be usable in this quest. So this is very much incentivizing you to play this via co-op, because you will lose only 1 monster versus 3 monsters. Potentially, it could be 2 if you can only find, if you're hosting and you can only find 2 other people to play with. So be careful about that. Just keep in mind, it's whatever you bring that goes away. Now, this is also very important. If you use a borrowed monster, right? I was like, I can get around this by borrowing a monster. Once you do that, the borrowing feature will be blocked from use for this stage. So, I borrowed Rengoku from my alt account, and then I wanted to try to borrow Nezuko from my alt account. No, that won't work. And in fact, I can't borrow anything from anybody anymore for this event. Right? Now, do note that you only need to clear this stage 4 times to get the necessary rewards, so you can use that to try and figure out what monsters you believe will be the best to do this. And do be careful, because back when I did the Jades, I used a full spreadsheet to try and figure out what's the best way to optimize my monsters to clear this. I know there's going to be people out there that don't understand what this is, and they'll be like, oh, why can't I use my strongest monsters on the quest anymore? And well, that's because you didn't listen to Scott. You should have subscribed. Anyways, by clearing this quest, you'll instead be getting drops for Haganezuka Hotaru here, and he is going to be quite helpful in this quest. We'll talk, or this collab, we'll talk about that in a bit. But again, like I said before, you only need to clear that quest 4 times to be able to maximize the drops of Haganezuka here. That'll get you 10 drops per clear, so a total of 40 luck for this guy. However, if you want to get bragging rights, you can keep clearing this quest up to 10 times. And what this does is it increases or improves the badge you see in the red area there. So when you do that, you will be able to whenever you clear a stage, you will be able to get that kanji in the middle is a number, right? You see 1 on the left, it'll turn into 2 in the right. And then go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up to 10. You can show off to everybody in Monster Strike that you were able to clear this 10 times with you know, the restrictions that this stage has. So please enjoy that and keep that in mind if you want to show it off. Now, there's also going to be missions. It's not a collab without missions. We are going to be searching for Han Tengu here. And we're going to be completing missions and collecting some good job stamps along with some alternate strike shot voices if you want. How this area is going to work is you're going to see a bunch of missions on the left. Complete those, you will get map pieces. The map pieces will be collected so that you can create a map, and then with that map you are going to be able to find locations in which you can search for Han Tengu there on the right. And so here's just a sampling of missions. I am not translating them right now. I'll do that in a bit. We still have a week until the collab starts, so we'll do that then. But just a sampling of the kind of missions that you will need to take on to be able to get those map pieces. And then once you get those rewards completed, you will be able to get up to 70 copies of Haganezuka there on the left, and all the lovely alternate strike shot voices there on the right. And yeah, this is just another summary saying that there are 24 map pieces in all, which I guess means there are 24 missions to take on. You get those missions, you'll get a map piece, and they will be put into place for you so that you can search for Han Tengu. And Han Tengu looks like it's just a modified Treasure 8 because you'll see that you're going to be searching for these, right? You're going to be hitting these weak points, right? You'll find a location to search and you'll get an item. Note that one of them is a good job sticker, but other of them are in-game items. But one of them will actually be Han Tengu there, and once you find Han Tengu, you will get the rest of the rewards, just like how Treasure 9 works, and you'll get a special super type scroll, and sorry, not a super, regular super type scroll, and a special good job sticker of Han Tengu there. So again, pretty much Treasure 9, but with a collab mask over. Now, also another feature of the collab will be this sword gimmick. This is going to be on by default, and basically you will get a bonus to your attack and bump combo damage to all event and library quests, right? You don't have to wait. They will just be active, period, and give you a bonus, right? I mean, looks like Haganezuka is some kind of like blacksmith, right? And is improving your weaponry. So this is where it'll come into play in the game as well. And so, like I was saying, the luck of Haganezuka is going to be very important because depending on what his current luck is will dictate the power of the sword that you have and the attack bonus that you receive from it. You can see from this graphic that every 25 luck, the power of your sword will increase. And how that increases looks like the following. You can see that after 25 luck, it'll increase to 1.05x damage. After 50 luck, it'll be 1.1x, 1.15x after 75 luck, and once you max luck Haganezuka, you will get to 1.2x your attack. So essentially, just think of it, every 25 luck you get of Haganezuka, you will get plus 5% bonus attack from it. Login bonus for this collab will feature Kyo, Sumi, and Naho as one character set. Looks cute, right? You will be able to get 8 copies of her each day on login for, what is it, 16 days, I think? So that'll be great to have in your pocket. And of course, when you log in on the 2nd and 5th day, you'll get 1 Tokudama for the collab so that you can pull on the gacha for free, a single pull for free. And of course, as is the case with collabs, any monsters that you would have gotten from the paid pack set, the drop monsters, which is of course Haganezuka there on the bottom left, and the trio that we just talked about, and I've already forgotten their name, from login, they will all function as max luck until the collab ends. If you want them to stay max luck, make sure you finish them as max luck if you can. There will be a special live stream on the 18th of July, 6 p.m. Japan time, where they'll be doing something related to Gouzetsus. Will there be special news information from there? I have no idea. But do you note that it will happen on the 18th of July? And they did already say that there were going to be extra news to follow. Probably another Insidious stage Who knows what else could come from that. But on the 20th, Monster Strike News, we will get more information about the Kimetsu no Yaiba collab. So that is it for the collab news, and we've spent already 20 minutes just on that. We still have about 15 more slides before day one ends, so let's keep going. They did announce the Transcension of Anjali Diva in the Monsoni event, and that is live now. You can play with her Transcension as you please. They didn't have a special card for her, so I'm just gonna have to do this. Well, it's not an exciting slide, but bounce, sprite, speed, shield, luck, skill. We got super anti-damage wall, minesweeper L, occult killer, the L, the Genyo type. And gauge multiplier retainment. On the gauge, you got anti-block, strike shot, turn reducer, and strike shot, turn charge L. Strike shot, you got split into 5 copies and move around. Ooh, sorry. And there's a motivate to go with that, and it's the standard motivate, so you need to actually touch your friendly unit for it to start moving, but you have 5 copies, so it should be good. That'll happen at a 12+8, and the bomb combo is an attack up and speed up, along with Bakuzetsu Blast. Now, I know people don't sound too excited about this, so we'll have to see if she gets some nice stages to shine, but I don't think people were too excited with what they saw with Anjali Diva, unfortunately. But if you are interested in music, they released a new music video for their new song Ups and Downs that is available now already. So if you want to go take a look, make sure you go watch on their official channel. And then we also got the announcement of 3 Transcensions after that on the news for that day. We got Kato Kiyomasa here. She is a bounce samurai balance type with super mind, super L, anti-wind, anti-transport wall, gauge multiplier, retainment, and anti-block. Strike shot is speed, power up, and invincible for a set amount of turns. Set amount of turns is new for her in her compared to previous form, right? And the bump combo, you get the Chozetsu all range bullet and the Go meteor. Don't forget, Go is 1 level higher than super. It's just I couldn't think of a reasonable name for that in English, so we're just gonna use Japanese, and you're gonna learn what that means, right? So know what that means. You can do it. The next announcement was Taj Mahal, and Taj Mahal is going to look like the following. We have Pierce Demi-Human Balance type, Super Anti-Gravity Barrier, Demon Mancer Killer LM. This is of course the Mafuji ability, the Mazoku and Majin type. And not only does she have those 2 killers, she has another 2 set with Demi-Human Samurai Killer M. So that's the Ajin and Samurai type there. You also get a Dark Element Resist on her main. You also get anti-warp and anti-block on the gauge. A little bit of a pain where you have a actual useful ability on the gauge when you want to, lose the block. So we'll have to see how that goes. Speed power up, defense down herself, but in return she goes into super counter mode. And again, super counter mode means when you activate the counter mode, normally counter mode only does 50% of your bump combo damage, but super counter mode, you guessed it, will do 100% of their normal damage. And that's important because her bump combo is Chozetsu Lankidan. Lankidan shoots bullets in all random directions, but now it's a Chozetsu level, so we have to see how strong that is. That sounds very interesting. She also has Chozetsu Triad Pulse, so she's got some heat packing with her bump combo. And release dates, well, as of this date, we didn't know when it was going to happen. Well, we know when they're actually going to release, so stay tuned for the next Monster Strike News edition to get that information. And just before we ended, we did say there were going to be 3 reveals on that day. We also finished off the day with Bakumatsu Resurrection, and I do believe with this all bands should have some kind of transcension now, so that's cool to see. But Bakumatsu Resurrection looks like the following: Pierce Samurai Balance, got anti-gravity barrier, super anti-damage wall, weak point killer, super laser stop M. On the gauge, you got super anti-warp and dash, strike shot, speed and power up, and will reveal all hit enemies weak points. Bump combo, Chozetsu Spark Bullet, and a new super wall set trident laser. Well, the super part is a new part of that. I mean, looks pretty nice. Always good to see some weak point killers there, and you know, that being on the main, you do get some good damage bonus with your bomb combos. So we'll have to see how they fare for sure. And again, those characters are also live now. They were released at 10 p.m. that evening when this was all revealed. And they also have a new song with their Bakumatsu Kakume Zenya, also live now. They released at the same time. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do this in the same video. Yeah, it'll be a long one, but I don't think we need to split it up. Give me a second to switch, and we will go on to part 2 of the news. Alright, let's keep going. Here we go. Day 2 on July 9th. We got, of course, the start of the version 26.0 updates. Get a peek as to what's coming in. For those of you in Japan, you'll be excited to know that you can spend your Gouzetsu points to expand the reach of these monspot areas. You can see that the range on the left is minuscule compared to what you can do for on the right. There are 5 levels in which you can increase that range. Spend your Gouzetsu points to do that. It looks really helpful if you can take advantage of it, but unfortunately for those of you in the States, or no, sorry, outside of Japan, this is completely useless. You cannot use this. My spots, you can relocate no matter where you are, so there's no reason to update this unless you know you are going to be in Japan for quite a long time. So for those of you who are foreigners, and probably most of you are who are watching my video, don't worry about this. For those of you who do purchase the paid pack monsters from collabs from the past, you can now set them as your badge monster when you play co-op. You know, there's that badge of the character that you could usually only do when it's max luck. Well, now any collab paid pack monsters can be put there, so you can show off that you spent money in this game and you that you love this particular character and you want to show it off to everyone. So this does include past monsters. It does not limit you for the new ones that are coming out right now. And so anything you've done in the past is doable with this. Oh my god, I was so excited for this. Quest clear stage quality of life update. You know, when you clear a stage, you've got the treasure chest, and then you've got your drop results, and then you've got your speed, your speed clear ranking, and then you have your friends, whether you want to add friends or get extra or you get your Kizuna bonus from your friends. That can now all be collapsed into one screen by clicking the skip button. Now obviously I want that to be just like a setting so that it automatically does that. I'm sure we'll get that in like a 26.2 update or something like that. But for now, you'll have to click that red button and you can see everything collapses into one page. You've got collapsible menus on the bottom that would be 3 extra screens. Right now it's just one screen. So amazing update. This is so exciting. I can't wait for this. Hopefully you didn't forget about this, but it is coming. You are going to get the addition of some new library quests. We've got the new 2nd gen, right? Gouzetsus, and I forget which gen colossals these are, but getting them into the library is always good for those of you who want to start farming them and finishing them off without having to worry about looking for them in the schedule. So awesome change there. And this, oh my god, for those of you who are crazy in this game and we're hitting the limit, box limit, it will be increased by 500 to 7,700 monsters. But for everybody, the second line is important. Everybody will get 100 box space for free. Buy it now. No. But it is free for everybody who is playing the game. That will come immediately after the update falls, and 100 extra spaces for free. Love you, Big CX5. For those of you who have taken advantage of the Strikers invite campaign, if you hit your previous limit of 10 new people, that limit will be increased to 20, and for each extra person after 10, you'll be able to get 5 orbs as a result of that, which in total 5 times 10 is You got it. That is 50 orbs that you can get from this invite campaign. And, well, why would you want to invite new people to play the game? Well, there is a pretty cool discount that is available. This is only for a limited time, though, so please keep this in mind that this campaign is only active from July 11th until November 1st. This is part of the 10-year anniversary event, I'm sure. But any new player who starts the game, starting from the update, and you have to start after the update, so keep that in mind. Every single 10 pull that they do for the first 7 days of their account's life will be at a discounted 25 orb pulls. You heard that right. To do a 10 pull, those new accounts for the first 7 days will only need to spend 25 orbs to do a 10 pull. Wow. And from what I could see, what they said on stream and what I could see on the website when they posted this later, any 10 pull will be live for this discount, which is insane. So if you know any friends that are curious to play, this is the perfect time, and take advantage of that with the Strikers invite campaign, because you'll also get 5 orbs for getting them into the game and for them to play enough to qualify as being, an active account. On their side, 25 orbs for a 10 pull? This is a 50 orb, pull game. To do 25% that. Amazing. So, but again, let me iterate that this is only active from July 11th after the maintenance ends, until November 1st, when the 10-year anniversary festivities will end. So if you want to make an alt account after the maintenance, that's the best time. Speaking of maintenance, that will be taking place on July 11th, Tuesday, Japan time, from midnight to 5 a.m. And this is just something that I added afterwards because I saw on the website. There are 2 small things that they didn't post on the news itself, but was on the website. There's a new Berubel campaign that will be added that combines the bonuses of having it cost 0 points, library points, for each quest attempt, and double drop for bosses, kind of like what we see from the temple, right? You'll combine those, but it only is active for 30 minutes. So you're gonna have to use the bell more, but obviously getting these 2 campaigns at once is good. Also, when you are changing monsters who have the soul badges, you'll see this graphic on the right to make it much more obvious on what you're doing, right? You are taking the badge away from Mikazuchi there and giving it to Yakumo, and you will also be spending 5,000 soul points. So just a little bit more visual, descriptive imagery on what is going on. And here we go. We've got the 10-year anniversary campaign that will be in October, and they are going to be doing a lot of big stuff for that. And their slogan for this campaign is "So many good things, it's scary." And the lovely man you see there is a very, 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 very famous comedian in Japan. Anybody in Japan will know who he is. So really cool to see him as the main character for this campaign. There's a bunch of Japanese only events. I just put them here for the sake of, if you're in Japan, go ahead and read them. If you're in Japan, I assume you know what these events are referring to, so enjoy them. You've got a caravan, you've got an art museum, you've got some more goods with specific artists, and some tie-ups with some popular companies in Japan. So skip that. That doesn't matter for the most of us who are outside Japan. We've got the 10 big events for the 10th year anniversary campaign. Let's take a look what we have in store. First, the popularity poll gacha. We are going to do it now instead of October. We're going to get that right away in July instead. Voting will begin on the 11th of July, and you can pick one monster that you want to be in the top 100 of Monster Strike. However, do keep in mind that for those of you who are just starting the game, you do still have the 9th year anniversary popularity poll gacha that will end at the end of the month, which of course probably is because we are going to be transitioning over to the 10-year anniversary result instead. So again, the sweet spot to start a new account is probably after the maintenance on July, what was it, 11th? July 11th. And until this gacha ends, so that you can do the 9th year anniversary and then do the 10th year anniversary as soon as this is ready to go. So please keep that in mind. We will move on to how this works. There's no change. It sounds like this is exactly the same as previous years. You make one vote and then the results will happen. The top 100 will be revealed and you will get one free 10 pull on this gacha, where one of them will be in the group you select. The groups are the same as previous years as well. You've got the top 20 and then you've got a snaking ranking where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 are split based on, the remainders when you divide by 5. And then one of those monsters in those groups will be your guaranteed monster in the gold frame at the bottom right. Otherwise, any other 5, 6-star monsters will only be from the top 100 pool. Do note that the other monsters that you get don't necessarily are bounded by the group you selected. Only the guaranteed monster is bound by the group you selected. And of course, the guaranteed monster will get an S++ Toku L berry along with it. So that's another little gacha aspect that you can hope for the most on. Campaign number 2 is the 100 orbs per month campaign. And that means on August 1st, midnight, September 1st, midnight, October 1st, midnight, you will get 100 orbs on login. Boom, free orbs for you. Awesome. However, there's a caveat that these are monthly orbs and you must use those orbs in that month or else they will go away. Let me say that again. It's in red there too, so I make sure that you understand that. Those orbs that you earn for your 100 monthly orb bonus must be used in that month or it will go away. Alright, now let's be honest, there are going to be gachas available that you want to pull for in each month, so I don't think that'll be a problem. There will be, maybe there'll be another summer event. You're gonna get a collab too, right? And October is gonna be the 10th year anniversary month. You're gonna get something there that you want to pull on. So I don't think it should be a problem. But just don't forget, you have to use those orbs. You cannot save them, right? So keep that in mind. And they gave us a roadmap for what of the other events are coming. Number 3 to 10 are secret. Obviously, the August one on the left, you see that arrow going in a circle. We're gonna get the again gacha for sure. But otherwise, I don't know what else the others are going to bring us. So gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming. So yeah, we'll get more details there as they come through the next Monster Strike news. But now we go to the fun part, the transcensions. I think we got 7 in total that night. So we're gonna fly through these as much as possible. Kada was the first announcement. Bounce Demi-Human Balance. We got Super Anti-Gravity Barrier, Minesweeper M, Anti-Wind, Right Position Killer M. Yeah, the screen is mirrored. On the gauge, you got Anti-Block and Recovery M, Strike Shot, Speed Power Up, and Reveal all hit enemies' weak points. Bump combo, you got the 16-way laser, EL, and Gouzetsu Blast. Kada is definitely an older one, so glad to see her getting some love there. And then we get a series Transcension Kai, the Alpha series from the Summer Alpha event will be getting their Kai Transcensions. Tequila, Nonno, and Satan Alpha will be up on deck. We'll start with Tequila Alpha here. She's a bounce sprite, super balance type, and super anti-warp, Minesweeper M, Recovery M, and long shield mode. Remember, shield mode means that you get an extra boost in defense until she gets her move, I think, right? That long probably means you'll get a few extra turns than what is normally available for us. So we'll have to see how much longer it actually is, but I think you'll get an idea of what's coming next with the other monsters. Connect skills, super anti-gravity barrier, super strike shot turn reducer, and power aura. Power aura, of course, very strong, right? You get power up until your first move is finished. 2+ non-sprite classes or 2+ balance types in your team are the requirements there. Strike shot speed and power up, and you will power up for each enemy killed. Bomb combo, scramble laser EL, and Chozetsu mid-range poison spread 9 is there too. For Nonno Alpha, and oof, is that art beautiful. Anti-gravity barrier, minesweeper, anti-block, and long speed mode is also available for her kit, right? Long speed mode, she'll be able to get that boost for a little bit longer than normal speed mode, which is cool to get. Pierce, demi-hume, super balance type. I don't think that's a surprise. Super anti-damage wall and vital killer M on her connect skill, which requires 2 or more non-demi-hume or 2 non-balance types on her team. Strike shot is dealing extra damage to enemy weak points, and bump combo is all enemy pierce split. Oops, I think I missed shockwave there. And a weak point bullet. So Nonno Alpha looking really good, but I think people are going to be most excited for is Satan Alpha here. Satan Alpha, bounce fiend, super balance type. Abilities: water element killer, Mafuji, right? So that's Demon Mancer or Demon Mazoku, Demon Mancer, which is the Majin type. And long power mode, right? Remember, long power mode is also really strong to begin with, right? And to be able to have long associated, you're gonna get more turns with that extra power. Oh my god! But the killers don't end here. You already got 3. You get, if you got the connect skill active, you get weak point killer, you got gravity barrier killer, and you got occult killer too. That's a total of 6 killers on his ability set. To activate this, not very difficult at all. You need 2 non-fiend classes, right? He is a Mao type, so just make sure that you don't double up on that. Or you need 2 or more non-balance types in your team. Strike shot is a 6+6 damage wall, gravity barrier warps, mines are nulled, and will turn into accelerator mode for a set amount of turns. You're gonna want to use that right away, right? So that is really good to see. You can really churn out some. And you know, Satan's abilities has always been a pretty awesome, interesting set to do things, and I think this is really nice, at least for the future in my mind. We got Chozetsu Pierce Homing 12 for Satan Alpha here, along with Chozetsu Homing 18. And why that's important is that the Chozetsu Pierce Homing 12 is new, and the 8th version that we got was with Mikazuchi, right? And that was, you know, people were like, oh, Chozetsu Pierce Homing, and then when they actually play, it's like, oh my god, it's so strong. It's gonna be good. And you know, my assumption is that this is Lorelai's future bump combo, so I can't wait to see that. We also got the announcement of another Transcension Kai with Amakusashiro here. Without further ado, let's take a looking. Bounce, Paladin, Super Balance type. You got Super Anti-Gravity Barrier, Minesweeper M, Fire Element Resist, and Super Laser Stop M on the main. No gauge for her. Connect skill, Super Anti-Warp, Fire Element Killer, and Status Effect Resist. However, the requirement is a little bit restrictive in that it is an and connect skill. You need 1 deity class in your team and 2 non-paladin classes as well. So basically just make sure you have a deity and then a non-paladin and you're good. Bump combo, strike shot, speed and power up, and there will be a big explosion on each enemy hit, and her bump combo will be twin involute sphere and white blast EL. So it definitely looks better, I think, right? So we'll see where she can shine in the current meta as she gets released. She also does have an MV version back when the anime movie, right, was out. So if you have her, congratulations, you can get this alternate form of Amakusashiro as well. And the transcensions don't stop. We've got Laplace here. She gets a transcension finally, and I think the art looks amazing. Let's take a look at her stats. We've got Bounce, Fiend, Power, Super Anti-Gravity Barrier, Super Anti-Damage Wall, Anti-Warp, and Gravity Barrier Killer EL. The first monster to get an EL killer with Gravity Barrier killer on that. Strike shot is speed and power up and clears hit enemies attack up, defense up, counter mode, or anger statuses. Bump combo is a 3-way follow-up pure shot, which I love that a lot. Along with a Gouzetsu pure spread EL5. Now obviously she is going to be insane for any gravity barrier monsters, but you know, otherwise, are you going to be able to see the full output of her kit? No. So she's going to be definitely situational, but where she shines, she is going to shine crazy. And then, you know, we see, you know, the bump combo, that 3-way follow-up pure shot, taking advantage of that killer. Have to see if that crosses some thresholds on stages that we haven't seen before. And here's the release schedule of the monsters that you saw from yesterday and today. Kato Kiyomasa will start the release chain on the 11th at noon, and then every 12 hours we're going to get another Transcension. Laplace will be coming out on the 12th at midnight, followed by Taj Mahal at noon, and then once it gets to the 13th of July at midnight, Amakusashiro will be released, followed by Kada at noon, 12 hours later, and finally you'll get the summer trio on the 14th of July at midnight. They will all come out at once. But that wasn't it. And of course we got the special you know, Gojas is about to talk and then bam, blackout. Gotta love that they keep that up. I thought it wasn't gonna happen, but yes, here you go. I mean, you can see the reaction from the crowd there. I just had to take that. Lucifer's Transcension Kai has been released, and oh my god. I mean, like the bounce sprite super blast type, you got anti-transparent wall, all element killer M on the main, you got barrier M as well, along with super strike shot turn reducer. Super strike shot turn reducer, really? And connect skill. You've got super anti-damage wall, weak point killer, and wall strike shot turn reducer. Wall strike shot turn reducer? Are you kidding me? Yes, that is insane. You can really cycle through her strike shots. The requirement is a little bit unique, so please be careful about that. You need to have either all your monsters need to be sprites, so you need 4 sprite class monsters, or you need 4 blast type monsters on your team. Right? All sprites or all blast types. That needs to happen in your team. So be careful about that. I misread it multiple times in the Discord as well until we finally got it correctly. So hopefully you make sure you got that right. Strike shot Grand Motivate, which means your friendlies will move without touching, and you will reveal all hit enemies weak points. Connect skill. Bump combos, they're both new. You've got high energy circle. We'll talk about that in a second. And you also get the Gouzetsu defense down blast. And the way these bump combos work is amazing, because the high energy circle waits for a second, which means the Gouzetsu defense down blast has a chance to activate and actually defense down all the monsters. Basically all the monsters on the screen, I feel like. Okay, maybe it's not that wide, but the high energy circle, it hits everything on the screen. You go boom, you get the circle and then goes out. I use it. I'm sure your friend list is full of Lucifers. Oh my god, we have broken the game. She is breaking many stages. It is insane. I mean, the only worry I have is that we're gonna start seeing gimmicks where it starts limiting the damage you do, and if you do, you know, more damage than you need to, then something bad happens. You know, kind of like what happened in Puzzles and Dragons. That I hate that gimmick so much. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. But oh my god, is Lucifer. The queen is back. She is by far. She is the queen. So for those of you lucky enough to get the New Year's version of Lucifer, this is how she looks in her new Transcension Kai form. And for those of you who have the MV version of Lucifer, congratulations, you have a big win here. She is looking quite nice there in that form. This is of course live now. It was released at 10 p.m. Japan time that day. So if you have a Lucifer, go in and Transcend Kai her without hesitation. For those of you who don't have her, unfortunately she is in the Generations gacha, which is not the best gacha to pull in. All those old monsters in there makes it quite you know. So we'll see if they have like a Monkole probably. There's something to really feature her in a special gacha, but anyways, that's it for me today. 15 minutes news. Maybe I should have split it up, but you know, why not? It doesn't hurt sometimes to have a super long news thing. I'll make sure to have well, you're already at the end, so thank you. If you're still here, thank you. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to see what you thought from this. Were you excited about anything else besides what you see on the screen here? Because everybody was excited for this. But oh my god, that was a lot of fun. For those of you who joined on the live streams, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun to talk with you guys on there. If you didn't, you know, do consider joining in. It is a lot of fun. It's all English speaking people there. Well, mostly. So you know, it's nice to connect with you guys here and there. So thank you for watching. Talking for 50 minutes. I think my voice is gonna give out. So without further ado, until next time, bye bye.